Not dare you, fool! You. What's up, everybody? Rage Cage 20 here, back with the final, at least final for now, live battle that we got here. Probably will be the last one, but who knows. Before we get into this Nightwish live battle, of course, I always have to mention at the beginning of all these the rules and regulations and everything. If you haven't seen the other ones, as previously mentioned many times, remember to keep comments and everything in the comment section, at least constructive and or polite. Totally cool if you disagree with me, if you don't see eye to eye on the stuff that I say. That's fucking amazing. That's totally cool. I'm totally down with that. However, let's keep the toxicity, name calling, and insults out of here. Otherwise, you will win yourself an instant ban. No replies, no explanation, no nothing. You are just fucking out of here. You will be blocked from the channel. You have been warned. Again, the reason we are doing these is just to see at the end of the day on this particular song, what if I was to listen to this again, what version would I choose? That is all we're doing here, and discussing at the end of this one. So stay tuned or skip to that part in the chapter if that's what you want to see. In this one, we will be talking about my favorite, who is my preference, my favorite live Nightwish singer, my favorite studio Nightwish singer. We're going to be discussing that here at the end of this one. Also, we're not really analyzing any of the instrumentation or anything like that. We're just focusing on what I like about the singers and what they do in the song. And, of course, the original singer has home field advantage and he gets to go first. With that being said, today we have an interesting one here. We have an exciting one here. We have a three-way battle here between all three singers on the same song. We're talking Dark Chest of Wonders. And I realized I didn't want to say it at the time, but now that we're on the last one here, that all the Tarja songs I picked was from Once. All from End of an Era. Interesting enough. I don't know what to tell you. I just apparently wanted to hear songs from that album. I did not think about that at the time. I didn't even notice it until I started doing these yesterday. So, interesting. But yes, Dark Chest of Wonders is the first live Nightwish song I ever heard. Interesting enough, I heard Anette do it, and I was like, I don't think Annette should be trying to do a Tarja song. It doesn't sound that great. So I don't see this going well for Annette. But who knows? Maybe my taste has changed over the years. But I remember nothing about it, so should be interesting. But yeah, we got all three battling out here today. It's a little unfair that Tarja only gets 3 songs and both Annette and Floor got 4, but it's just kind of, that's how it goes. It's hard to get it all even when they didn't go up and whatnot. But we are going to do it in the order of singer from when it was done. Tarja first, Annette, Floor. As I mentioned, live for Tarja, End of an Era 2005. For Floor, Live at the Lowlands 2008, and for Annette, Lowlands 2008, and Floor, Wacken 2013. After 5 of these, I still can't not fuck their names up. I don't know, man. Anyways, ladies, all 3 of you, welcome to the battle arena. I want a dirty fight. Give me your best. Give me every tool you got in your arsenal. I want to see it all just come out here on the stage. It's going to be fantastic. Floor. No, you're Tarja. Tarja. Fuck, man. I'm not even doing it on purpose, man. I can't get it straight. I don't know. I think they're all great, so it's all the same to me. Tarja, the stage is yours. You're first up. Show me what you got. I wonder if we can see those girls again. Cameraman's getting right up in there. There you have it. There we have our first blood here. Not waste any time. Let's jump back into this bad boy. Every time, man. Every time I see Juka, which I know that's not how you pronounce his name. Well, I think that's not how you pronounce his name, but that's the way I like to say it. Every time I see him, man, he's just God. He was such a beast on those drums, man. I miss him. I miss that dude. All right. So first thing we got out here right out the gate, really strong opener part here for Tarja. We're gonna take a look at this, and then we're gonna just kind of glance through some of the first opening verse here. Those us, da da da, just very clean, very punched, very accented, just nice, clear opera blasts. Just very beautiful start here. But also, by the way, sound quality, I can barely hear it out of this headphone. I don't know if that's mine or just the way it's panned for this. I don't know. None of these are by Nightwish's official channel, so the audio might be questionable at parts. But no, it also sounds a little quiet. Very nice. Obviously, she does, have help coming through, other voices coming through the speakers and whatnot. But you can clearly hear hers in there as well. It's very open, very punched, very accented. Very nice start there. Let's see this verse though. So, I feel this questionable tonality in there. And again, I feel, from just what I've heard from Tarja so far, it sounds like she's totally willing to drop tonality to have more presence, more energy, and just make the performance aspect of it sell more. But there's definitely some questionable notes in there. But I don't know. I kind of like and dislike the step outside. It's kind of how she holds that, kind of glissandos it. It's nice. It's a little weird because obviously it's not in the original, but so it's like I'm struggling with it, but at the same time it's like it's kind of cool. It's just there's definitely some questionable aspects in there. Like just little parts like that. There's just like woo, So it's a little shaky, but overall decently nice, pretty good in there. Still pretty good. Not like oof, what was that? But like there's some shakiness in there for sure, but still pretty good. And then we went over the outside line. 235. Chorus. The chorus itself, every time she does the chorus, it sounds really good. For whatever reason, she makes it like she really opens up her throat and makes it really low. Like it sounds like really low in a register and insanely like open and dark and rounded, which usually is a good thing, but it sounds like she's trying to sing it like 2 or 3 octaves down or something, like extreme exaggeration obviously, but it sounds like she's like really trying to just make it low and open, and it sounds good, but it's also is like okay. I don't know. Let's hear it again. Yeah, everything is open and down and we go. Like it's all really, really kind of hollow and just like really using your throat a lot, and it just the tone sounds really low. It's interesting. It's like again, it's nothing that's like technically bad, but it's just like Like it's like they went. She made a choice and she committed to it, which I respect. But like at the same time, it's like, but why that choice? That's an odd choice to make. So it's like it's not bad, but it just felt odd. I guess I would say. I do not know. But the vibrato and the open tone is perfect. It's just odd for me personally. But what are you gonna do? But at the end of the end of the chorus here, the in there, that was fucking beautiful. Well done. Let's listen to those. Let's let it run out and listen to that. Clean's the motherfucker right there. I like this. 3:30-ish. There we go. Very clean opera style singing right here. Beautiful vibrato. Fucking tight vibrato, very nice, sounds good, pretty clean right there, pretty clean section there. And it looks like we got another one of the ahs coming up here. She is giving that everything, tons of space, tons of energy, tons of power, great vibrato, sounds fantastic. So that's all I really have written down here for Tarja. Decently around the board, good. I'd say very beatable. However, the strength that Tarja has with it being her song is the parts that are clearly supposed to be operatic. If that's lacking from the other ones, which from what I've seen from Flora and Anette, not the strongest crazy opera belters, that could go in the favor of Tarja. However, the beatable part is the parts that not necessarily have to be super operatic. If they make those a little bit cleaner and not all interesting as it wasn't here, that could go very well for them. This one is not as cut and dry, tried and true as I thought it might have been originally. So I'm interested to see how this goes. All right, Anette, floor is yours. You are up. I did not spell your name right either. I don't know why I added that extra letter in there. My bad, Annette. All right, the floor is yours. Live at the Lowlands. Let's see what you got, Annette. Give me your best. Oh, she got a kiss right out the gate. Imagine watching that back. Be like, oh shit. Okay. I just gotta say right out the gate. At least I would hope. So I'm just gonna make this statement out of hope here. Whoever that cameraman was, the audience cameraman was on that day, was probably fired for all the direct tit shots that he was doing of poor innocent people out in the fucking crowd. Just like, what? They had skulls in their shit. I was trying to look at the skulls and the necklace. It's like, bro, you was zooming straight tits there. Like, your ass probably got fired that day. That was very distracting. But let's put that aside. Get that out of my head. I was just like, what are you doing, dude? Anyways. What's this? Oh, hey. That would be that one. Yeah. Alright, let's go back here. Go back to the beginning-ish here. That was actually bad. Like, as I mentioned at the beginning of this, when I heard Annette do this, I was just like, like way back in the day. Actually wasn't that bad. Just it was originally it was just like, why is she trying to do Tarja's song, man? She can't do it the way Tarja does it. Her take on it wasn't horrible. It wasn't bad, actually. I don't know if I'm about to proclaim like it was the greatest thing ever or anything. I'm like, oh, that was fantastic. But I think, knowing that I can't out Tarja, I'm going to do it my way. But unlike Nemo, she didn't try to just alter it and go crazy with it. This one, she stayed pretty true to it, just like, I'm going to do it my style because I can't do it that style. A respectable choice, honestly. And actually, parts of it sounded really good. There are parts of it that's just like you're missing that like that strong opera vibrato and tone in there. And there's some parts where you could hear where Annette's pushing a little bit beyond her personal limits as a singer, and then makes choices to bring it down to where she knows she can handle it. But overall, that was actually pretty good. Still beatable, depending on. This could go still anyway. This is still anyone's game here. I think this one out, but that was still a lot. That was. And Annette has actually really surprised me with these live ones because, well, I mean, we'll get more into this at the end, but I've never, from what I've heard, which is very little, I never really thought of her as the strongest live singer, and well, we'll talk more about that later. But she's actually holding her own decently well against Tarja and Annette in these songs. I thought it was going to be pretty one-sided whenever someone was going against Annette, and she's actually holding her own decently well. So it was only Nemo that was kind of like, yeah, I think I know who's got this one. Like right when she started singing. All the other ones are actually really close. So I'm actually very, very proud with Annette's singing capabilities here. So the beginning, no us, no da, and then when she does start saying the words, she doesn't try to blast it at the note and whatnot. She just kind of says it more in her register with a little bit of notation in there, which again might count against her in the end, but it was still a smart choice of, I can't do that, so I'm not going to pretend like I can. So I can respect that. Let's listen to that. So the first two, just let that go through the speakers. They've got that. Got a little bit of duh in there as well. Nice little embellishment and just a little bit of vibrato hitting at the tip end of the notes. Nice. Again, sounds good. It's not that blasting opera that we're looking for, but at the same time, I think it's a smart alternative. I think it's not bad. We're gonna look through this belt a little bit, not this belt, through this chorus a little bit, Hear an interesting belt at the end, not the chorus, the verse belt at the end, and just listen to the chorus here a little bit. We're going to go through a little bit of that. So right out the gate, I was listening to it, I was like, you know, she kind of sounds like that, I don't know what her name is, but that actress who was in My Name is Earl. She was dating Crabman, you know, that girl who's been in some other movies. She always kind of plays the kind of redneck character. Kind of had that tone in her voice when I was hearing it. I was like, that was interesting. And I noted that it kind of has that sharper Anette tone to it, and not so much that hollow, open round tone that I'm used to, you know, hearing from Tarja and whatnot. Which isn't necessarily bad. It came across as a little, you know, rubbing a little, but still not bad, because again, it's kind of her take on it a little bit. But that part I would say is a little bit moving away from the original. I kind of would have preferred it to be a little bit more open, but still not horrible. It wasn't bad. It was starting out a little like, I don't know about this, but again, not horrible. Let's just hear this out and listen to the way she kind of blasts the last note in this verse. First off, the energy and emotion that she had in that moment, I was actually blown away there for a second. I was like, whoa, okay, now you got some life in you. All right, like that was some passion in that moment there. Just kind of came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't see that passion through most of that verse, but at the end she's just like selling this note. Let me preach this note. That was impressive. A little different from the original, which of course, you know, that's going to count at the end. But, you know, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as the original. Just, you know, it wasn't originally written as a belt, so it's interesting that she belts it out, but I love the way the belt sounds. So let's let it continue to roll out here. Let's get into the chorus and dissect the way she does this chorus a little bit. Well, not really dissect it, but just kind of listen to the way she does the chorus, talk about it a little bit, see how it goes. Her tone, even though, again, it's kind of that has that sharper edge to it, it's very well, very, very warm, very supported, very nice. Great tonality. I like that night, just kind of the way she fades off with it, gets a little breathy with it, puts some vibrato on it. That was nice. That was beautiful. So the first half of that chorus there, I think later on, and I think I have that in here somewhere, she starts like giving it more. The first half of that was like, yeah, she's giving it. It's not like fully there. It's not like selling the chorus for me, but at the same time, like, it's still pretty good. It's not bad. The second half, I can't remember if she turned back on. Again, kind of giving a little bit those belts, those passion singing sections right in there. Not bad. It doesn't feel as complete and as well-rounded, of course, as Tarja did. So that, you know, that is a little bit against her, but she's trying to make up for that fact by doing what she can do, and I gotta respect that. At the end of the day, it might come back to bite her, it might not, but at the end, I can at least respect the decisions. Like, I can't do that, but here's what I can do. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. This is one of harder one of Tarja's to cover because it's very heavily operatic. So there's there's that. 220, going to let it go. The so long ago, that line, and also the da. I want to hear that again. Yeah, I would have preferred da da da, just like really for trying to push that with the notes supposed to be. I didn't really care for that alteration, but not the worst thing. Yeah, but yeah, didn't care for that very much. It's alright. It's alright. Not bad. Again, changing it up a little bit. Not necessarily the da that I'm kind of looking for, but that's alright. None of this is like some of it's like, wow, that's impressive. Some of it's like, it's okay. It is a choice, not the one I was going for, but it's alright. A little bit of that in there. So 255 here. Beep. Another God, that cameraman. Or camerawoman. I don't know who was operating the camera at the time. Said non-opera bridge check. So I want to listen to the bridge here again. She didn't make it crazy operatic, but I want to check out how it went. Okay. All right. You can hear her voice getting a little raspy, a little airy when she's starting to push it. So that's why I don't think she tried to go up for those even higher notes and like really try to belt it out, which would have been like, holy shit, if she could have pulled it off. But I don't know if she could have pulled it off. And that was a. So I think it was played safe, played smart, but definitely missing that like huge push at the end that's supposed to be there. I was okay with the way it was going, not being all crazy opera vibrato and whatnot, even though that section kind of like you're really looking for that because it sounds really good when Tarja does that. But I was liking what she was doing with it. However, at the end, it kind of fell off because she didn't push to try to make up for the fact that she wasn't doing the crazy opera vibrato. But, it's alright. Last thing we got here, 410. I just want to kind of check through the last chorus here. Yeah, the dude with his shirts off. Yeah, I don't know why the cameraman panned to that guy as well. There was a little falter on that note there. A little falter on that note. Not the strongest last note, but you hear that she's thinking. I don't know. It sounds to me like she's thinking of going for that, going up. Trying to really go up for that, but it's just realizing like, nope, I can't do that. And just kind of choosing a different outro. It was, for an alteration, it was okay, but that last note really was a little bit of a stinker, I'm not gonna lie. Maybe we should win da with it. That might have saved it a little bit, but just that note just didn't hold very well for me personally. All right, Annette, you have said your piece. It's time to move on to the last version. All right, Floor. Stage is yours. You're up. See what you can do with it. God, it's always in so fast. Ugh. Okay. Hold on. God damn it. Fucking. I need all y'all singers, Tarja, Anette, Floor, I'm talking to all of y'all, to stop making this so close. Like, I mean, I honestly think this just proves my theory that all Nightwish singers are amazing. Is just your personal preference, which one you like more from which style of all their their strengths and weaknesses, which one you prefer more. But through all of these, it's just like there's all those sections where it's just like, oh, that was a little weird, and there's all of them had sections, there's a little weirdness in there. All of them had sections where like that was really fucking good, and they were in like different spots for different reasons in different places. It's just like it's so hard to fucking choose because it's just when it's just like, oh yeah, I think I know, and then it's just like, okay, but that was pretty awesome. So what do you do now? Going back to the start, we're gonna just slowly work our way through this. There's definitely some interesting sound quality issues with this recording. I don't think from their performance. I just think for whoever put this video up, we're not gonna. I can tell the difference between that being the sound and their actual voice, so I'm not letting that interfere with my judgment call on this whatsoever. Just letting you know. So we're going back to the beginning here. There's also, none of the us, which was weird because I feel like Floor could have done that because that crazy kind of opera style singing and vibrato that she had around 2:45-ish tells to me she could have done the intro, but she chose not to do it, which is not a bad thing by any means, because Anette didn't do it either. However, Tarja did do it, so that is, and she did it well, so that's just something we need to keep into consideration. Small detail, but still. But on top of that, Tarja and Anette both did the words, even though Anette didn't do it kind of the opera blast style that Tarja did it. Ned didn't, or Floor didn't even do any of the words, like at all. She didn't cover any of them, which again is not really a big deal. I could take it or leave it, but it's just since they're making it so close and it's coming down to every tiny detail, that is a detail. That is just something to put in there. One of them did it well. One of them at least attempted it. The other didn't do it at all. I don't know if that's gonna be enough to sway the tide of it, but I mean the last one came down literally to just one did the high notes and the other didn't. It was that close, so it could come back to bite you in the ass. You never know. These are really fucking close. So just putting that one out there. But we're gonna listen to that, or their lack of that, and go through the verse and chorus like we did in the other ones. Kind of pick apart what I like, maybe what might have been a little stronger. Just go through it there. So very good, very strong. Obviously, at the end of there, you can hear that interesting sound. I assume it's coming through your end as well. That I was talking about, that kind of not great auto quality, but that I don't think that had anything to do with her or the stage itself. I think it's just the video itself. But not important. Not what we're focusing on. Start out really good. The last note there. I want to hear that last held note again. Not bad, a little different, but not bad. It's still pretty good. Still, I mean, clean intro to this verse here. Definitely a step up from what I heard Ned do at the beginning. For for sure, to get more open, well-rounded, more closer to Tarja style. Like it. Let's keep rolling. Good strong note there. Again, pushing up to where it's supposed to be. Don't want to try to pelt every single thing together, but I don't know. I kind of I think that's very close to Annette's there. I'm not sure which one I was more impressed by. I think I'm gonna have to deliberate on this bitch to really on this one as well. But still really good, still really solid. Still very strong note that you push a lot of energy, got a lot of volume out of. Very nice, very clean there. I like it. That part right there. I was listening to it, was like, yeah, no, clean, like by the book, very nice. And then that note there bothers my ears for whatever reason. Let me listen to that. Da 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 da. Sounds nice. It's just not expecting it. It's definitely a change up to it, and I'm not sure yet if my ears are agreeing with the change that I'm hearing. If it's like, I didn't need that. You were doing so well, killing it the way it was. I didn't know if I needed that extra flair there. But, again, not really counting against. It's just like, I don't know if I needed that. So, little thing there. Clean. That change up there too. Not sure if I needed it, but it's all right. It still sounds good. Solid vibrato, good strength, good blast there. Nice stuff. Listen for the ahs coming out here. That's right. I remember now. All right. I would say out of everybody, everyone had a pretty clean has. I'd say Tarja's was the most cleanest to me, but that one kind of sounds like almost a whimper. Because it sounds like she's played around with the note at the end. But, it just sounds like you're like shivering and whimpering at the same time. It's just like, don't know how I felt about that one. That one was a little weird. But, just small details here. Let's get the second one in there. Alright, moving on to the bridge section here. Very well done, from what I remember. Very clean, very opera style, vibrato going crazy, just very open, round, powerful. Sounded good from what I remember. Nice energy exploding, blasting there at the end. That's a good cherry on top there. That sounded clean. That sounded almost identical to the studio version. That's actually pretty impressive because the other two, not as much. So That's definitely points going to floor there. There's definitely points going to the floor there. And now I want to kind of get our last run through the choruses here and go through that. We'll see how we feel about this at the end. Okay, a little shaky start on those notes. Hold on, let me hear that again. We're back on it. We're back on it. Okay. Pause again because the bitch ends fast. Yeah, the ends of those choruses, she really dominates, which is interesting because I feel like it's like a reverse effect here, because I feel like both Tarja and Anette kind of suffered a little bit at parts on the verses, but like fucking nailed the chorus. And I feel like Floor like nailed the verses, but had some interesting choices. Not necessarily suffered on the chorus like they did in the verse, but like had some interesting choices that really made the chorus to me sound a little weak. But then at the ends of the choruses, she fucking destroyed the end of the choruses, like in a good way. So I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to think. What I do know is I need to go deliberate. I'm just going to zone out, listen to the three versions again, because like this one's really close. I got to go through it and just really suss out like what I'm feeling here. It still really could go anywhere. I'm kind of leaning towards 2 in particular, but it really could go any way here. So I gotta go deliberate. The judges gotta go deliberate. I will be right back. Damn, I just listened to the last bit of what I wanted, and man, I can't even begin to tell you how close that one was between 2 people. A little bit not so close for one person. Like, it almost literally came down to the last fucking note of the song. Literally just one fucking note separated this between who could have won. This is closer than I thought this was ever going to be going into this. I thought there was going to be clear winners for every song, and so far I've actually only had like 2 clear winners out of the 5 songs. That's crazy. That's insane. All right, here's how I broke it down. Here's how I went through it. I literally brought each song back to the beginning. Listened to the first verse. Chose. Listen to the second verse. Chose. Chorus. Bridge. And the outro. The last repeat of the chorus here. For the first verse, I actually had a tie on that one between Anette and Floor, because I really liked how Floor did the first half of the first verse. I actually really liked Annette's ending to the first verse more. So that one was a tie. We had a tie there. The second verse, interestingly enough, actually came down to Anette. I actually think Annette really rocked that second verse. I really like the way she did it. I love the passion in her voice. I love the way she fucking drove it. I had Anette on the second verse. I hope you're keeping track and tallies at home. For the chorus, for pretty much most of the choruses, the person I thought stayed the truest and did the best job, at least on the chorus, not the outro chorus, but the chorus itself, was Tarja. Tarja actually did really well in that chorus. She actually really nailed it. I actually was really, really impressed by that. The bridge, even though the bridge was interesting, Annette couldn't really do the operatic style. Both Tarja and Floor could. And I liked the way that Anette did it. I really liked some of the stuff, some of the way she was shaping it. However, Tarja did all right. She was close, but I think Floor, not only did she have that opera style going on, but she was cleaner in her tonality than Tarja was. So the bridge went to Floor. I hope you're keeping track. We're at a tie between Anette and Floor, and there's one more category. It literally came down to the last one. Unfortunately, Tarja got a little smoked on her own song. Just some tonality issues in there. I don't know what was going on. It was weird choices. So the outro, I really, really liked the way that, again, I really, really liked the way Annette was doing the chorus. I really appreciated how much she was giving it, even though she couldn't quite do what Tarja could do. She was at least giving it everything she had. I really liked the way it sounded. I really liked the tonality. I love that sharp, biting edge that she has in her voice. It's beautiful. And again, I don't like some of the choices that Floor made with the chorus. It just, some of them were really weird, and Annette stayed very true to it, and I love the way Annette did it. However, I cannot overlook the fact that last note, the last couple of seconds, was pretty whack from Annette, not gonna lie. And Floor went to that note I wanted, didn't end on a whack note, and fucking popped it. So literally it came down to one fucking note, like 3 to 5 seconds of the song, one fucking note. Gotta give it to Floor, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, a lot of people are like, what the fuck you mean unfortunately? Because Annette was doing so well, and I expected her to get fucking raffle stomped throughout this entire thing, and yet she was doing so well. I was really rooting for the underdog. So that's why I say unfortunately. But I mean, Floor did a great job with it. It literally came down to that last fucking note for me. That last note. And Floor just sold it. She just sold that last note, and Annette kind of flubbed on that last note. It's literally like if you're on if you're watching a track meet, and it's like the last fucking second, someone just barely pushes out, that takes that one extra step and just barely gets through the line first. It was like that. It was like someone just managed to take one extra step before the other person just got it. That was how it was for me. It was crazy how close this was. There you have it. They kind of actually turned out exactly how I thought it would, but not in the way that I thought it would. I actually thought Tarja was going to take this song because it's her song, and it's a very operatic song. She should have been able to dominate in her own song, and it was kind of weird that she didn't, at least in my opinion. It's interesting. I'm not sure what happened. But what was interesting is, like, I kind of expected Floor to come out a little bit on top of these live battles in certain situations. However, I didn't expect it to be so close. I didn't expect it almost to be a reverse. Like in some of these, like Tarja got really close to sweeping everybody. Annette got really close to sweeping everybody. Everyone was neck and neck through a lot of these battles. It was just in the end, Floor just had that little extra sauce that just kind of took her over the top at certain sections that broke the tie. In a lot of cases. It's weird how that works. How that worked. So, welcome to the outro screen here. This was fun. I really enjoyed this. I feel like I really enjoyed this because I did it all in one sitting. Well, 2 sittings technically, but all at one time before releasing it, so I didn't get bogged down by probably the toxicity that I'm going to have to start rapidly deleting. I imagine it's probably what's going to happen because Nightwish fans, what are you going to do? A lot of you are amazing. I want to point that out. A lot of you are absolutely amazing, and I've gotten a lot of love, and I appreciate y'all. I just love taking shots at the massive amounts of assholes that reside within Nightwish community that make it pretty toxic. I just like taking shots at them. Just know, you awesome people, you know who you are. It's not at you. I just like poking the bear because it's fun. It's just my nature. I'm a little trickster. Don't mind me. Because you know who you are. You're amazing, and I appreciate you. appreciate you every step of the way. Don't take those shots as against you. It's not against you, trust me. Because I love Nightwish. It's just some the people that take it too seriously and get toxic with it. Just I love to make fun of them. Anyways, so are you ready for the verdict? Drum roll. We're gonna start with studio version. Get that out of the way. Rip it like a fucking band-aid because the live version will come with a little bit of an explanation. Who is my preferred? Who is my favorite studio singer for Nightwish? Might come as no surprise to you at this point. Anette. I really do love Anette. I know it's not it's like a sin to say that, I guess. It ruffles a lot of feathers. She doesn't seem to be the favorite by a lot, but I don't know. I last couple of like the last week or two that I've been opening up the store and whatnot, I've been just playing Nightwish albums, and there's just something about every time I hear Anette sing on that studio, it just I love the tones in her voice. I love the way she sings. I love her belts. I love the way she just delivers it. To me, it sings so true to me. It is wonderful. Annette will probably always be my favorite Nightwish singer. It's just on studio. So make that clear, on studio. That's just how the cookie crumbles there. For live, who's my preferred live singer? I mean, it wasn't supposed to be indicative of it, but that's how it ended up anyways. That would be Floor. Floor Jansen is my preferred live singer. And there's a reason for it. It's not because because she's clearly the best. Like, honestly, what a lot of this taught me, like how everyone started out 1-1 and how some of these was so like literally one note close, is that they're all amazing. Like, they're all absolutely amazing, and I love listening to all of them. And I will continue to listen to all of them because I love all Nightwish singers. I think they're all fantastic in their own special, unique ways. And I don't think that one is clearly better than the others. There's a preference, like I prefer Anette on studio, I prefer Floor on live. It's just, there's preferences, but I wouldn't say like, oh, well, Annette's clearly better in studio. I wouldn't say that. I think that is heavily opinion-based, and a lot of people will very much disagree with me, and that's totally cool. So it's just like, I don't think anyone is better than the other. I think they all have their strengths. They all have their weaknesses. For Tarja, obviously, she has that awesome opera powerhouse singing with insanely tight, amazing vibrato. Like, she's got so much strength and power behind her voice that I don't think the other two have quite that. Floor is close, but just not quite that amount of power just behind her training. She's really good. However, when you hear her live, there's sometimes opera doesn't register well in certain songs, and sometimes it's why at operas a lot of the times they'll actually have the words of what they're actually singing scroll across the top. Sometimes it's hard to understand you, like in Go's Love Score. I don't understand a single thing she said in that entire fucking song. I would have to look up the lyrics. And so operas sometimes can be a little too much. It's the same thing with Epica, with Simone Simmons. The first album that I listened to was just like, I could use a little bit not opera here. It seems a little too much, and that sometimes happens. Sometimes it's like, oh, this is perfect, this blends so well, and sometimes it doesn't. So like, Tarja's strength can also sometimes be your weakness. Anette, I love her power that she has, the way she will just go for certain notes. I love that sharp tone that she gets when she goes for those notes. I love the way she commits to what she's singing. Like, the number of times I've listened to Scare Tell, and it's just like, oh yeah, like, fuck, man, she's really getting into it. Just, I love the way she sings. However, I don't think she's the strongest when it comes to singing live. Like, I still think, like, I'm actually amazed at how good she is live, but I don't think she's the strongest live singer. I think that's a big weakness for her. Studio, I think she sounds great, but also she kind of has more of that kind of rock kind of tone to her, which is very different from what you're expecting from when you listen to like Tarja and Floor, and that kind of rubs people the wrong way. That also could be identified as a weakness for Floor. We'll start the opposite way: weakness, strength. In my opinion, some people have kind of mentioned this throughout the comments. And again, the weakness doesn't mean like, oh, you suck at this. It doesn't mean like, oh, that's what's horrible about you. It just means like, out of all, like, it's not like the weakness is not that big of a deal. It's just this is something that technically is not excelled at, I guess you could say. Like, because Annette's still a great singer, even live. She's just not the best live singer that you're going to meet. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like, it's a weakness, but it's like a minor weakness, you know? It's kind of that thing. Same thing with Floor here. It's a weakness, but it's a minor weakness because it's also, in a way, her strength. Is that it doesn't, besides the songs, you know, that are kind of written for her, she doesn't like super excel at one thing. Like, she doesn't out Tarja, she doesn't out Annette. Obviously, you can disagree with me. That's totally cool. But in my opinion, this is my opinion. It doesn't, you know, she doesn't, except for the opera section, she did kind of a little bit. But she's kind of a jack of all trades. Like, listening to her live is safe. Because there's, you know, like, there's certain songs could be like, with Tarja and Annette, like, ooh, this one might be a little rough. I don't know if they nailed this one that well. With Floor, you don't usually have to worry about that. No matter what, across the board, she's probably going to be good. At a minimum, going to be good. You know, it's not going to be like, it was all right. Like, she's going to be good across the board. Like, it's safe to assume that she's going to be good. Like, she excels at pretty much everything at least a good level. The thing is, she doesn't like exceed at really one specific thing. That's why are we barking? That's why, like, in these, why these, I think these were so close is like when Tarja and Annette were at their highs were higher, in my opinion, than Floor's. But they also had really low lows, which Floor did not have. She was at least equal across the board. So, in my opinion, Floor doesn't necessarily have the high of highs when the other two are like on their game, but she also doesn't have lows. Like, there's no lows to her, unless she has a cold. Apparently, that happens. But you know, it's hard to sing when you have a cold. So I think that's what makes Floor my favorite live singer, is that she's just, no matter what, she's going to be good at it. You know, it's always going to be good tone. It's always going to be good singing, even if she doesn't hit that crazy stuff that they're hitting. It's still going to be really good. And I think that that's really just what makes me enjoy listening to Floor live, is that it's going to be good. I'm in for a treat no matter what. And, well, if I listen to Annette, it might be like, this could be rough. You know what I mean? So that is why Floor is my favorite Nightwish singer live. And that is why Annette is my favorite Nightwish singer studio. These were interesting. As I mentioned, it's going to probably be a while before we come back to Nightwish, but I assume eventually one day I'll come back to Nightwish. Maybe with more restrictions or whatnot, I might just start banning assholes right out the gate anyways, on Nightwish specifically. But we'll see what happens. It's not fun when you wake up and there's people like, oh, don't quit your day job. I've seen meth heads have more cohesive rants. It's like, you guys are fucking pieces of shit. Go fuck yourself. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not fun to wake up to and you look at your phone like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. But it's just, you wake up your day, it's just like, oh, cool. I start my day with hatred. You know what I mean? It's like, someone needs to fix the Nightwish community. Like, they're kind of pricks. Some of them. It's like, I'd say it's like a 25%. It's like, the rest is really amazing and awesome, but like, you got some poison in your water is all I'm saying. Y'all need to fix that shit. But anyways, I will come back to Nightwish eventually. Don't know when that's gonna be. It's gonna be a while. But what's coming up next? I almost forgot that. I'm gonna try to end this because I believe this is around an hour and 20. Getting there. Next we're going to, since hopefully Tribe Called Quest will be ended up soon here as well. Probably not today, but soon-ish here. The next two things we're going to be jumping towards, one I already kind of mentioned, is In This Moment, which, wearing the shirt. I'm excited to get to Mother and get through Mother. I think Mother is going to be wonderful and treat. And the other one we're going to be starting up here soon, if it goes well. I mean, I don't know. We'll talk about that here briefly because I see the timer. Is Mastodon. I want to listen to some Mastodon because I hear that Mastodon changes up their style a lot, because I remember I listened to like a song or two on one of their albums because it's like really heavy, like extreme death metal stuff I was listening to. But then I forgot about that because it was years in the past, and then like my friends were playing a lot of Mastodon at work and wasn't even metal at all. Like, I mean, maybe could be classified as like hard rock, maybe a little bit heavy metal, but like it didn't sound heavy or crazy death screaming at all. It was just like, wait, this is messed what? So I don't know. I was recommended that the Emperor of Sands or Emperor of the Sand or whatever, I remember, has an interesting title to it. Was a good album. It has some good songs on it, like Jaguar God or something like that. My roommate's not huge, but a Mastodon fan. He said that song's really good, and I was like, cool, I'll do that album then. So if it goes well, Mastodon will be next. If not, we'll move on to something else. And you probably won't see any, or maybe see one or two, and it'll be like, yeah, moving on. So we will see. But there will also be a song or two, I think two. Yeah, there'll be two songs that I'm going to release in between these, probably while Tribe Called Quest is wrapping up, because I think I have more of those. It's about around the same. So in between these and those two, I will release two separate songs to see if I want to do more from those two artists, but you'll see those when they come out. So thank you for joining me on this massive journey. I think we had like 22 songs in total that we did of Nightwish here. Yeah, 12, I believe 12. Oh, it's not going to tell me. I believe 12. If I'm in this form is most beautiful, if I remember correctly. Then 6 live. So I think it was 11. 11, then 6 live, and then 5 more of these live battles. It's been a thing. So huge trek through Nightwish here. I'm glad it's over, but also at the same time I'm sad it's over, because I did have a lot of fun despite all the hatred and toxicity. I did have a really good time, and I will be excited to come back to them in the future. So thank you to all of you amazing people out there that were super amazing and polite and nice throughout the whole thing. Really appreciate you, and I will see you all in the future.